next topic is kind of a question for you guys. Will Ben Affleck's Batman be retired after The Flash? There's been a lot, like we said, there's been a lot of upheaval in the DCEU. It's been like snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, for like the last year and a half. It's been, especially after David Zaslav took over, it was like, so what's happening now? Are we keeping Aquaman? Are we keeping Ben Affleck? Like, what's happening? And it's like, yeah, there were rumors. I think you said to me there were rumors that Ben Affleck and also Michael Keaton would have scenes in Aquaman. And then later they were taken out. And so then Ben Affleck also said that The Flash was kind of his swan song. Those aren't his direct words. I'm paraphrasing, of course. But that it was, his way of saying that he felt closure from it. My thing with that is, to me, it feels very like the end of the book, not just an end of the chapter to me. So I would believe it if he was retiring, because he seems to be, at least to me, interpreting Ben Affleck's emotions, and I'm not like in Ben Affleck's circle, so I can't verify any of this, but this is just me assuming. I think he's in more of like wanting to go in a director's direction. He wants to be behind the chair rather than in front of the camera. And so I could understand that, wanting to flex your creative muscle that way, instead of, like, he is a phenomenal actor, but he's already done so many roles in a lot of great films. So I think, him putting the close to this chapter, to being able to start anew, while it's sad for DC fans who really loved his character, it's going to be a good thing for him moving forward. At least that's if the reports or rumors are true that it is going to be the end for him. If it isn't the end for him and we're moving forward with him, like Mind Explosivo, but I can't confirm or deny that at this point. But what are your feelings on it?
Yeah, so when Ben Affleck was cast as Batman, I was a little, not skeptical, but I was a little hesitant just because I was like, I thought, he was Daredevil, so I was worried that some people were going to instantly reject it, and they did. Yeah. But I was really on board as soon as I saw the first picture, and I've been a Ben Affleck supporter and fan of his Batman ever since. Really disappointed that we never got to see his Batman movie. I think it would have been great. We had reports from all sorts of different writers and producers in the DC realm that said it was one of the best Batman scripts they'd ever read. Hopefully, under this DC Studios, we'll get to see him maybe direct that Batman script, maybe in an animated Elseworlds form.
That would be cool. Give maybe him they could some closure.
Sort of integrate it into a different property down the road. And there's obviously a lot of people hoping that maybe he'll direct the Brave and the Bold, the Batman and Damian Wayne movie. I do think that The Flash is going to be his last appearance. I mean, that's what he originally said when he finished filming scenes for The Flash. Hell, when Justice League was coming out, there was the reports that he was no longer going to be directing, starring, producing the Batman. And then there was no Justice League 2 lined up, so where was Ben Affleck's Batman going to show up? That was really going to be it. And then, and he himself said, yeah, I'm probably done. And then all of a sudden, it gets reported that, hey, he's showing up in The Flash. And a lot of us got really, really excited. And then Ben Affleck came out and said, look, guys, I feel like we finally got the character done right. Finally feel like we did him justice. And this, in a lot of ways, feels like closure to me. And if I never do the role again, I'll be satisfied. I hope that they leave the ending in there that we shot, which made a lot of us feel like, oh, maybe Ben Affleck's Batman is going to die in this film. And that was during the AT&T era, so a lot of people knew that they were trying to move away from Henry Cavill's Superman and Ben Affleck's Batman. A lot of people were thinking Michael Keaton's Batman was going to be the future of the DCEU. And that was going to be a way that would happen, is the death of Ben Affleck's Batman, the timeline being reset after The Flash, so on and so forth. And then all of a sudden, Michael Keaton shot scenes for Aquaman, like you said, and then we heard No, after the David Zaslav thing happened and Discovery merger happened, then Ben Affleck shot scenes in Aquaman. And all of a sudden, Henry Cavill was coming back for Black Adam, and it seemed like the Snyderverse could actually happen again. So, obviously, that's not going to happen anymore. Henry Cavill is done as Superman. James Gunn and Peter Safran have confirmed that the Batman in the DCU playing in Brave and the Bold is not going to be played by an actor we've seen play Batman before. So it's not going to be Ben Affleck.
Right.
So if it is not The Flash, then where else could it be? Other than maybe an animated project or an Elseworlds project. And David Zaslav said a few months ago, we don't want 3 Batman running around anymore. We don't want 4 Batman running around anymore. They're going to do the DC Elseworlds with Robert Pattinson. They're doing a Batman with Brave and the Bold. And I don't think that leaves a whole lot of room for guys like Michael Keaton to do Batman Beyond, or for Ben Affleck to do his Batman versus Deathstroke movie. I think this is it. And hopefully The Flash is as good as we've heard, and fans can say, hey, maybe all of the DC fans will finally be able to look at Ben Affleck's Batman in the same light that maybe you or I do. And
Right.
I think for Ben Affleck, that's a big win. But here's hoping. Here's for optimism.
Yeah, exactly. And oh my God, you mentioned Michael Keaton doing Batman Beyond, and now that's all I want. Like, James Gunn and Peter Safran, if you're Santa Claus, I'm asking you, please, for Christmas this year, can you write a Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton, please, and thank you.
But if it's not the end for Ben Affleck, and he, for some reason, somehow, some way, does become the Batman for the DCU, can you imagine if they write that film, they shoot that film with Ben Affleck's Batman, and it gets panned by the critics? What that would do for
crush him.
Ben Affleck. Yeah, I mean, his run as Batman has already been such a roller coaster ride from hell that continuing on in another continuity behind other creators and basically in a different company in Warner Brothers Discovery, and the chances of it not being a hit would just, probably devastate the dude. But being behind the cameras, like you said, he's a great director. And I would love to see any film that he does. Not that he's the world's greatest director in the world, but especially if it's a DC film, I'm on board.
But what do you guys think? Do you think that Ben Affleck is going to be done after The Flash? And would you want to see a Ben Affleck directed movie? Let us know down in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.